Well, there were good moments in that one, but they got washed away pretty quickly by what ended up being a pretty pathetic performance from this group here tonight. I have a lot to get into on this one. There's a lot of things I want to cover in this loss, but at the end of the day, that's embarrassing. That's an embarrassing way to lose this game. That's an embarrassing effort, performance. This is just a complete and utter disgrace of a fucking hockey game against the team that's pumped up and excited to play in your building. And, you watch those guys on the other side, you see the desperation in there. They've gone to 2 straight Stanley Cup finals. They played a lot of hockey. Their best players, McDavid, international hockey, getting ready for another Olympic run this year. You're watching these guys on the other side who have every reason and excuse in the world to be like, yeah, we can't get things going right now. This a slow start to the season. Okay, maybe this just isn't their year, whatever. And yet they fight and claw and battle their way back because there's a sense of desperation. This team, unfortunately, does not have any sense of desperation. They just don't. And I think that this, we can go back over and over again about the decisions Tree Living made, the guys they brought in, the coach they have here, the systems they run. We could talk about all of it. We could go all the way through all of it. But to me, the one thing that just I keep coming back to, regardless of who's here, who's around these guys, who is on your fourth line, who's on your second line, I don't give a fuck. The big thing that I keep looking at with this team right now is they have always just had the wrong guys. And I'm not talking about supporting cast. I'm talking about your stars. They are B-level celebrities in terms of what you're looking for superstar-wise when it comes to guys that can put you over the top. Incredible players, but they're not winners. Auston Matthews is not a winner. William Nylander, I don't know that he's a winner. Mitch Marner was never a winner. John Tavares, 35 years old, he's not going to be the guy to do it. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl on the other side there tonight say, fuck it, we're taking this thing over. Couple of goals, racking up points here all night, and just say, yeah, this is our game. And then you have a 28-year-old captain on your side of the ice who seems like he will never, ever be the same player that he was. And even when he was that guy, wasn't the guy who was going to put you over the top. They just have the wrong guys here. So we can break down, the supporting cast, the third lines, the fourth lines, all of that till we're blue in the face. But at the end of the day, the guys leading the charge, they're the biggest fucking passengers of all. So I just have no... I have no... words for the frustration that takes place watching those guys, especially in a game like this tonight when it is Matthews, Nylander versus McDavid and Draisaitl, and you're like, we went from 2 years ago having Auston Matthews ahead of Leon Draisaitl and in a conversation, regardless of if he was as good or not, but in the conversation with Connor McDavid, and now you're basically like, is he as good as Nick Suzuki? Probably on par, which is just an all-time fall from grace for a guy who's making $13.25 million or whatever the fuck it is and is the captain of the team. It's a frustrating spot to be in, and I know that it's a big swing from where we were the other night or even last week where it felt like a lot more positivity, but very frustrated after this game, quite honestly. And there's somebody here to help us break this one down. I don't know. Maybe he'll talk me off the ledge or maybe he'll be on it with me. Let's welcome to the program, Jay Rosehill. Rosie, where are you at? How close or far away from the edge are you right now?
Oh, what is even the edge anymore, man? I'm not talking you off any ledge. That third period was the worst period I feel like I've watched this year. Maybe there's been worse, but it was a fucking shooting gallery. It was a shoot around for the Edmonton Oilers, grade A chance, miss the net. We'll just go grab that puck and set her up again and just start the cycle up again and wait for another. There's another chance. They jumped on the loose puck again. Around and around they went. Like, I bet there wasn't a fucking skate mark in the Oilers' defensive zone for the first 10 minutes of the period. Like, that part was embarrassing. And the attention to detail, the 50-50 puck battles, like, they say there's like 400 50-50 puck battles in an NHL game, little tiny loose pucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I bet they got to 350 of them. Like, just like, they play scared to lose. They fucking play scared to lose. And you will never win if you're playing scared to lose. And that is all that I can chalk that up to. I mean,
yeah.
The first part of the game, they're trading chances, trading ozone time. Okay, two teams. Who's going to pull this thing out? Nothing looked perfect. Then the third period was just fucking grotesque, man. And, I caught the part of what that you were talking about before I jumped on here. And, like, what team wins without any of your stars? Like, where the fuck have they been? Like, Matthews is like a pretty good third line player where you'll see him once a period, kind of like, that was a good try there on that chance. And that's about it. I don't even know, like, the good play that they've had over the past couple of weeks there during that 6-7 game stretch was on the shoulders of some goaltending and some bottom six mucking it up, working your nuts off, getting rewarded for it. And that's about it. Like, yeah, I wasn't prepared to be this grossed out, but I'm sitting there watching the third period going, is anyone else watching this?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do as a coach there? Like, I would just you're just watching them cycle it and pepper and jump on, and you're just, the guys are just standing there flat-footed out of position over and over and over again without any semblance of pushback. I don't know what to say when I watch that shit anymore.
I hate to use the term, and I think you and Hutz have been two proponents of forcing me to not have to bring it up, but, like, I don't know, Rosie. I'm at the point with these guys, and I don't know that it's fair to apply this to everyone else on the line in the roster in this Leafs lineup, but I think it for sure goes towards guys like William Nylander or Auston Matthews, where I look at those guys, and I think that this is where you may get mad at me, but there's a lack of care, or they are just guys who are willing to quit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've always defended that, saying, like, dude, these guys, this is their whole life. Like, it's not about caring. But how do you watch that and say, no, oh, fuck, they care so much. They just refuse to lose. They're furious going home at night. Like, I'm sure they put on their fucking women's fucking clothes after the game and they go out and they do whatever the fuck it is they do off the ice, and they're really not that fucking perturbed by what just happened. How could I think otherwise when we watch these reactions to these games and these efforts? And again, like I've said it before, they could get shelled in a game 7 do or die, and they have the same fucking look on their face as they do in warm-up on a Tuesday against Columbus. Like, there isn't this passion and this vigor and this ignited spirit and this leadership and this, like, look at the McKinnons look at Draisaitl, look at these guys who are just, like, furious when things don't go their way, and they're like, get out of my goddamn way. Look, I'm going on the ice. My leg's already over. I don't give a fuck what line you called. I'm going out there, and where is the fucking play? Where is the puck? Where is the spot? Who's got it? Give me the fucking reins. These guys don't have that, and they never have. When have they had that?
I know
guys have popped off and gotten the hat trick before, and I got 4 goals in my first game, and I know how skilled you are. You think I'm fucking saying you're not capable of it, or you don't have enough talent? That's never been the problem. It's the fucking balls and the heart. And they have never shown it, dude.
I know.
When have they ever shown that they have that stuff? That passion, that F you refuse to lose, get on my back. This is not happening, not on my watch. Look the fuck out. I'm about to impose myself on this game and things are about to change. I've never seen it, and I've always been hesitant to say it because I don't want to pile on before the fat lady has sung. And again, they could play an inspiring game against Chicago, and they could go on a 6-game rip, and they could play a whole bunch of good hockey again, and I could start to say, "Who shit, man, that's what it looks like. That's good stuff." But as we know, when the going gets tough and you need your dogs to be your dogs, those guys, we have asked them 10, 12, 15, 20 times they have had opportunities to show that they're that dog, and never, ever have they come up and produced.
Yeah, look, I mean, the problem here too is, and I think I'm a victim of it. I think people in the chat are a victim of it. We just watched this team for like a week and a half, 2 weeks play this amazing hockey. And as you just alluded to, you know, they could win on Monday night against Chicago. They could roll through 5, 6, 7 games where they don't lose and they win 6-0 every night. And we're going to talk about how they're back and they figured it out and they've got this locked in and that's what it looks like and that's what it's supposed to be. And unfortunately, you know what? It makes me sick to do, but I'm putting my flag down here now, or putting my flag in the ground right now and saying it's a facade. No matter what they do in these stretches, if they put some games together, if they string it together and can do that, like, it's a facade. Even if this team gets to the playoffs, I don't fucking believe that they're going to be able to put it over the top, because what we just saw out there from them tonight, specifically looking at 34, 88, it was 16 when he was here before, looking at those guys, that's what they do. A big moment comes up. Nylander is less susceptible to it, to give him some type of credit. But, I mean, he fucked off here tonight as well and disappeared into the night. I don't know how much of that has to do with sickness. I don't know how much of that has to do with whatever potential injury it was he was dealing with last week. Whatever. I don't know. But the point is, you're looking at these guys now into year 10 of their career, year 10 with this team, and they are just still doing the same shit. Rosie, that is the infamous rant that you had on the postgame show 2 years ago in Game 4 against Boston. That is the game we watched them play. Game 5 against Ottawa in the first round. Game 5 and Game 7 against Florida in the second round. That's who they are. And the fact that you can still see that in playoff games when it gets like that, you can look back to very specific shifts, moments, periods. You could look at what you just saw here tonight. You could look at games already throughout the beginning of this season and years past. That's who they are. Because you know what? Maybe Connor McDavid doesn't have the best night every single night. Maybe Leon Draisaitl, or Nathan McKinnon don't have the best nights every single night. But you know what they'll never do? Look like that. Because I'm sorry, that's fucking pussy shit. The way that they play, the way that they approach this game, I can't get out of my head the comments that Auston Matthews made where he said there were too many passengers. Like, I was furious when I heard that in the moment. It was you and I doing the show in person together. But then there was part of me in the summer that is like, okay, maybe he'll come back this year and be like ramped up and ready to go. Not at all. This guy's fucking sitting on the bus driver's lap. Nobody's a bigger passenger than Auston Matthews right now.
It's hard to argue with, and it's just gross because, you know, Mitch bore the weight of that for the longest, and it's because he made himself an easier target, right? Is just soft as shit, little baby face, dancing around in warm-up twinkle toes, spoon-fed, silver spoon in the mouth, always been daddy's boy, he's easy target, right? And he never showed up when he needed to. And then his low lights are kind of egregious with the high risk plays and stuff, an easy target. And we've jumped on him. But in reality, I mean, again, you go back to that Hockey News article that said it's not if they win a cup, but how many. And you look back now 10 whatever years later, and it's like they were all the same in a lot of ways, like high talent, but no cock and balls, like no old school, no passion, no intensity. And like you need a pretty heavy degree of that to win a Stanley Cup and to get through the muck and to come out on the other side with your team that you just drug across the river. These guys won't dip their toe in the fucking water. They're soft as hell. And I still think they're probably going to make the playoffs. Like I think that the team has got enough pieces. Get those.
I agree with
couple D-men healthy, and the goaltenders are good enough. Maybe they make a trade, but I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, like, and I want to be honest, but I hate being personal to these guys. Like, you'll see them you're in Toronto in the hallway or whatever, and you see them and you're like, it's not personal. Like, you're probably a good guy and everything, but I'm talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs winning a Stanley Cup. And we're watching what these guys have when the going gets tough. And as much as you try to tap dance around it and you don't want to admit it and you don't want that to be that guy, it's like, after you watch that third period, like, can we just call a fucking spade here? You don't build a team. Or would you build a team? If you're building a team, would you pick, how far down the list would the stars on this team be for you?
Yeah, far.
It'd be so far down the list. There's dogs in this league that carry teams and make everyone around them better. And again, I that good play that they had through those 6 games after they got off the road trip or whatever, that was on the back of like Scott Lawton and Nick Waugh and Dakota Joshua and like these guys.
Dennis Hildeby and Troy Stecher. Yeah.
Fuck all. It was guys who had to be forced to dig a little deep and find some grit. And like, I don't know what happened to Auston Matthews. I don't know if we'll ever see him again. But I've always questioned, since the day I sat here and started this podcast, I'm like, I don't know about Fancy Pants, man. Like, is he like, if you go head to head in the Stanley Cup final against Nathan McKinnon, is he going to out dog you? Like, I'm sorry. That's a hard trophy to win. And fuck, is he talented? And he's a nice guy, I think. And his teammates really like him. And I would probably like him if he was on my team. But I'm just sitting in this seat going, what do I see on the fucking hockey rink lately? And it's 10 fucking years of, I haven't seen anything that shows that he's good enough. Yeah, you put up 70 fucking goals in the regular season. Fine. Were you good enough in the playoffs? No. It's not enough. And it's not about flash, and it's not about talent. There is an ingredient that it goes so much deeper than that shit that doesn't show up in an all-star game that I've never seen, and it horrifies me, because I'm like, if that is in fact the case, and I mean, I think I've probably seen enough to know that it is, unless they're going to just do this most shocking reveal you've ever seen and just turn into these monsters. Like, okay, come, let's get serious.
But like, we're too far down the road, Rosie. Like, this isn't just this isn't 31 games. This is 10 years. Like, that's the problem. Exactly. I know exactly what you're saying. I agree with you. And it's like, there's part of me in my brain that wants to believe it every year. And I want to say, no, it'll change. And then it's like, what happens when you get to the playoffs? It's the same fucking thing over and over. And I mean, like, to just add on to your point, I don't even know if I'm adding anything unique here, but like, my pushback to people in the chat are going to be like, when you brought up that stretch that they just had, and you're bang on with it, when you brought up that stretch, like, it's those guys carrying you through. We talked about every day. I'm listening to you guys on Morning Take. You're praising the depth, as you should have been. They were playing amazing. The third lines, the fourth lines, down to your defensemen. Like, they were playing amazing, and you were getting depth contributions that were pushing you over the top. Now it's gone a little bit dry. And I know there's going to be some people in the chat who are looking at that and hearing us say that and being like, well, then they need to step up. No. The whole thing here, Rosie, and you tell me if you agree with this or not, like, they don't do that every night. That's why they're third and fourth liners. If they did that 82 games a year, they would not be third line players. Like, that's just the reality. They're not guys who are going to score you goals every single night, and you're going to go out and have McMahon, Joshua, and Waugh all scoring and all contributing and all on the board. Like, it doesn't work like that. They'd be making $11 million playing first and second line. It's just not the reality. So You then need your big boys to step up. And this is now essentially 10 games where you could say basically since the point where William Nylander went on his heater run to open the season and then kind of handed it off to the depth, it's not come back since that point. It's just been those guys.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, yeah, call it a cold spell. I fully expect Nylander to have there's 50 games or so left. He will have a point in this season where he's back on fire and he's the reason you win, and he has a bunch of points and he's on this streak, the other thing, whatever. I've seen it all. We've seen it. They're fucking talented hockey players. I would die for an ounce of that talent. But again, it's not, like you say, a handful of games. It's 10 years. And if you can't, if that's what you have in that game, and we've seen the rest of it, where does it leave this organization? Like, you couldn't move Auston Matthews right now if you tried. If every GM in the league was sitting at their office and you called them and said, hey, we got Auston Matthews, he's available, every single team will turn you down. You can't move him because of his price tag, not because he's not a good player, but like that price tag demands franchise leading capabilities. And even when he did put up 69 goals, he didn't have the ability to lead the franchise into the promised land. The going got tough. You came up against a Boston or a Tampa or a Florida, and you just didn't have enough to push through. You couldn't do your shit. The other team just came wave on wave. They fucking beat you to the loose pucks. They out-battled you and came out with the puck. They jumped on this. They hit you there. They back-checked. They jumped in the scrum. They came together. They did all of the things that these guys have never been able to do. They've never learned it. They don't understand it. They didn't grow up with it. It's not in their DNA. And I didn't really expect to come on here and like kind of torch it to that degree, but like at some point in time, like the truth's just the truth. Are we going to dance around it some more? I don't want to be that fan that flip-flops and stuff. But again, it's 10 years of this shit. And like it's been all season for Matthews, and Nylander's like flip a coin, and that's what you might get some A or you might get some B, but it's never going to be that reliable thing. And you talk about McDavid and Draisaitl, like those guys are reliable. Give them a handful of opportunities, and the majority of them, they are going to give you their best, and you are going to be able to attach the wagons to that kind of shit, and it's going to bring you some success. It's just never been the case for this. You hitch the reins to the wagons that are them, and they don't kick you anywhere. They don't go anywhere. They're not capable of doing that. And it's you watch again, that third period just summed up a lot for me, going, this is what it looks like when you need them the most. This is what it looks like when you need them the most. And we've seen it so many times, and every fucking time that's the answer right there that we just watched. Never once has it been like, oh my God, but like how inspiring was that effort?
Yeah.
How unbelievably passionate did those guys fucking play? I'll stand up and clap even though we lost. Like, hats off, boys. Like, next year we're with you. It has never fucking been that. Ever.
The other thing too is, I mean, like, you can have games where it doesn't go your way. Edmonton has games that it doesn't go your way. You can lose 6-2. You can lose 6-3. It happens. It's a long season. There's a lot of shit that happens. Sometimes it's just not your night. I think what you and I are getting to here, Rosie, with these guys, and when we're trying to watch these games and break everything down, is the fact that there is a give a fuck meter that sometimes is turned all the way up, and sometimes, like this game tonight, can just turn right the fuck off. And yeah, maybe you still lose 6-2, but you're going right to the end. You're fighting through every battle. You're finishing every check. You're in every scrum, and they just don't have that. They just don't have that ability or that interest, and they never have. And it's very, very, very frustrating to watch. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe here to the Leaf Station 401 right here on YouTube. A few other things here, Rosie. I mean, even in this one, it's just some dumb decisions and stuff that can happen. But I mean, looking at that Nick Robertson play to end the period, 31 seconds left, bad decision by him, no look pass into the slot. You're on the ice with Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, and you just fire that one out from behind the other team's net. And then they just shut down. Like, everybody just shuts down after that one. It's unbelievable to just be watching these guys. One bad thing happens, and they just decide that's it. They decide, okay, we're out of here. We can't do this anymore. I just don't even know how that's possible for them to just decide we're out of this.
And like I said to start the show, they play like they're scared to lose. And then when things go bad, it literally is, oh my God, it's happening. We were worried about this. And now it's happening. And it's just like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's just not a winner's mentality. It's not. And it's like, I'm big on body language and like facial expressions and stuff. And you look at them and they're just like, you look at the way Morgan Rielly's playing D, and it's just like, he's scared to lose. He's scared of what might happen. And then inevitably you play like that. Then what you're afraid of starts to happen. And then it's just like, oh God, I knew it. And it just reeks of that. And we watch it all the time. And sometimes they're good enough to like overcome that. And it's like, oh shit, thank goodness we pulled one off tonight. That was really good. Like, ooh, we won. Things are happy. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. But the whole time you're fucking playing scared to lose.
Yeah.
And I'm just foul watching it tonight. I coached 2 different hockey games today. My U13s had just an ugly, uninspiring effort. And it was much like we just watched with the Maple Leafs. Yeah. And I'm sitting here going, it's 11 and 12-year-olds that have no experience, don't even know who they are, and are learning as they go. And it's totally understandable. And it's easy to stay positive and be like, hey, you know, these are the things that we're learning from. And then I watch the best in the fucking world with decade of experience, earning dozens of millions of dollars per 80 games. And you watch them do the same things, except even more gross. And it's just like not acceptable anymore. And I just got too pissed off walking down here to turn this thing on after that third period. Like, it's just, they just don't have it. Like, I don't know how, even when they're playing well, which I hope they do. And again, if they can get into the playoffs, I will put that sliver of hope and I will lead with it again, because I want it. And it's funner than doing whatever this is right now. But in my heart of hearts, I'm just like, they have never shown me that they have it. This core group of stars that you need to lead you to that land. And there's lots of other parts of the roster that you're excited about, and you get these performances and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But at the end of the day, you don't win without your stars. And I don't know where Auston Matthews is and Willie Nylander is. You know, he picks and chooses when he wants to show you what he's got. And at the end of the day, you do that for 80 games, get put into a playoff series. You just don't have the foundation to do any damage. And they never have. So barring some major turnaround or trade or something, I just don't, it's just getting harder and harder to get behind these guys the more you watch performances like that third period, unfortunately.
Super chat's coming in here. Proceeds from our super chat do go to Sick Kids Charity, so make sure to continue to get those in. Here on the channel, raised over $4,400 for Sick Kids Charity last year, so pretty awesome stuff, Rosie. But super chat that does come in here from Vicus Patronus first. Even if Hildeby would have played out of this world, then maybe you save 1 to 2 more goals, but you still lose. However, I think he played well. I thought Hildeby played well in this one as well. I mean, he's gone on a great streak here over the last week or so. 2 weeks, potentially, actually, maybe it was here for him, dating back to the Pittsburgh game. I thought he's looked awesome. I'm not putting this at the hands of Dennis Hildeby at all tonight. Like, that was a mercy pull. That's maybe trying to wake the team up or something, but that was not Dennis Hildeby's fault in this one tonight.
No, or I mean, the game's long gone. Let's see what Ektiamov has to offer. Here's an opportunity to give him NHL experience for fucking free. Like, that's how far away the game is. And I don't know, like I had a bet with a buddy from Edmonton. Hey, here's the bet. Leafs, Oilers, gotta send an e-transfer by midnight. And, you know, after the first half of the game, I was like, hey, McDavid doesn't count, right? Because it's not fair. Didn't even matter. McDavid didn't even you still lose. You still lose. And like Hildeby could have, should have, like, you still lose. It didn't, there's no one thing you're pointing at going, man, without that, like, that third period, you're within one, you had the lead. It's a total game that's up for grabs. And it was a clown show in your own end. The camera guy just parked the fucking thing in the Leafs D zone, and he could have gone for a piss because it just sat there, and they just cycled and shot and chanced and regained possession, and there's a whistle, face off, win that, cycle, shoot, chance, penetrate. Bunch of flat-footed Leafs spinning around, looking around, turning their back to the puck, not sure what the fuck they're doing. It was embarrassing, and they got fucking embarrassed, and the crowd's booing. A friend of mine was at the game. He's like, holy fuck, they must not like traffic because there's like, 16 minutes left in this hockey game, and the crowd is filing out. Like, what is that, man? You had a good thing going there for a while, and just to abandon ship that hard again, it comes down to, like, where the fuck was Matthews and Nylander tonight? John Tavares he's trying his nuts off. He's 30 plus years old.
He's 35 years old. Yeah.
Can't carry the team. He's not fast and dynamic enough. He's just super good at, like, finishing plays and carrying things along the wall and getting strong and finding pucks in front of the net. That's not going to single-handedly win you hockey games. Yeah. You need some dogs to be some dogs, to do something special and to clear the path for the rest of the team. These guys aren't even at the front of the line, let alone clearing the way for everybody. It was just really, I honestly, of all the shit hockey they've played this year, which is a lot of it, if you recall, that third period was really gross to me. I was just like, it's just, my phone was just blowing up. All the Oiler fans that I know, lots of people for some reason that I know are in Toronto at the game right now, phone's just blowing up like, oh my God, like, this is disgusting. Like, you had a chance to win the game after 40 minutes and just pissed down your leg like pups, man. It just did not breed any confidence. And whatever, I'll sit here and flick the thing on and watch it on Tuesday and see if there's anything else. And maybe there will be. And okay, I hope so. But, like, man, it's pretty deflating to see that, like, unfortunately, that's kind of what we've seen the most of when you need it,
Yeah, and I think that's what's most frustrating about this tonight too, is, like, we've seen games that were far worse this year for 60 minutes, but that was a colossal drop-off from period 2 to period 3, and everything about that one, to me, maybe I'm reading this thing wrong, but that to me screams quit. Something went poorly for you with 30 seconds left in the second period. There was a bad decision made, and then you come out into the third period, and it was like, got no interest in this one. We fucked up. We were up 2-1. They tied it. They scored with 30 left, and it's over. So let's get out of here. Like, we got bars to go to. We got to meet Alberga at 2 Cats. Like, I don't want to do this. I'm out. And it's so frustrating to watch that, where it's like straight-legged, no hitting, nothing. To just have that change is absurd. Continuing with some super chats here, Rosie. Double Apex Gaming says it's time to have the chat about 34. We're having that chat here tonight. Maxentius Decimus says, I feel bad for you guys. You have to watch the whole season. Yeah, we'll be here, Leaf Station After Dark, after every single game in the playoff hunt. Eliminated before you even know it in the playoffs. I don't care. We'll be here breaking everything down, as well as the Boys for Leafs Morning Take with Rosie here and Nick Alberga, Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And then this one comes in from Nick, not Alberga, but says, Hi, Zach. I'm just tired of the Leafs not being transparent with their players' injuries or sickness. Nylander and Matthews, if these guys aren't willing to show any sense of urgency in their game, they shouldn't be playing. It is kind of an interesting point that gets brought up, because I when we heard Nylander was sick and he doesn't skate, I'm kind of anticipating he's not gonna play. Dakota Joshua is sick. He doesn't play in this one here tonight. What do you think, as somebody who played and somebody who was in the room and went to war and was in the trenches with these guys, about somebody fighting through it and playing, even though I'm going to give Nylander an excuse here on this, even though maybe the sickness was hindering him? Like, if you're in that room, are you like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. Look at this guy. He's battling through. He's not feeling well, and he's here for us. Or, like, are you kind of looking at this and being like, dude, sit the fuck down. We could have brought somebody in here who had a little bit more legs and jump and some energy in this game, because Nylander was ineffective. He was not very good tonight. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. And then you realize, okay, yeah, well, he was battling sickness. Well, is it better if he just doesn't play then?
Wasn't he sick 2 weeks ago? Like, who gets...
Yes.
Is it even possible to get 2 viruses in 2 different weeks? Like, I just can't help but, like, remember in the playoffs, it was like game 7, and it's like... And by the way, like, Nylander and Matthews aren't playing. And just no questions, please. Lose the fucking season. Then some show comes out and you watch it, and he's sitting there with some buddies and a film crew and a muscle shirt going, come on, boys, let's fucking go, baby. And, like, you're supposed to be playing in game, was it 7? Of course.
I think it was 6. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He had a really bad headache.
5.
What do you want me to say? Okay, then you're sick. So, like, obviously, if Willie Nylander walks into the coach's room and says, I'm ready to go, boys, you listen to him. You're fucking A, good. Like, we were worried you couldn't play. Love to see that you can play. And to go out there and to be a ghost, like, I don't know what you say. How do you handle these guys? How do you manage these guys? From Chiefs comments and just from knowing Willie that he kind of demands that he needs a certain amount of ice time and he needs to do things his way. And that's kind of the end of the story. He's not scared of anyone or scared of any repercussions. It's going to be Willie's way. To a degree, I like and respect it at times. And other times I'm like, what a hindrance. And I don't know. What's the question? Is he better off not playing if he's sick?
Yeah.
If you're going to play like that, sure. So what do you, if I can put Michelli in, that's like, your chances of getting more out of Willie if he wants to play, you are going to play him every single time. It's just
I guess the guy to look at then more so in this one, Rosie, sorry to cut you off, but I guess the guy to look at more so in this one would be an Auston Matthews, because we can have the conversation about dog or not dog, and I think you and I after this are leaning towards the side of not dog, and it is what it is. It's frustrating that that's the case, but that's what we're talking about at this point. But he's not been the same player for 2 years. Second season, I guess I should say, like, not 2 calendar years. He scored 69 goals 2 years ago. He scores 30-something last year, and he's on pace for just under 40 this season. I think he's 39 or something at this point now. So something is wrong, because you don't just, like, forget how to do that after doing it for 8 years of your career where you're, like, the most dominant goal scorer in the league. You don't just drop off. So, like, at what point here do you sit the guy and try to deal with whatever the fuck it is that he's dealing with and fix this? Or is it just having to accept reality that he's this player? Like, I don't even know. Honestly, Rosie, I don't even know what the fuck I'm trying to ask you right now. I don't know what the question is. I'm just frustrated with watching this guy and realizing he's not the same player. And in my head, it just makes sense of, like, sit out. But then it keeps coming back to, and maybe I'm just going too tinfoil hat here, but, like, opportunity to represent USA at 4 Nations. I can't not play for the Leafs because I've got to play in that. And then the Olympics are coming up. He can't sit out and not play because he wants to play in the Olympics. So is it as simple as that? Like, what the fuck is going on with this guy, and how can we not figure this out?
I don't know. Like, he's already sat down and not played a good chunk of time. Like, he flew to Germany to see a specialist for something. Everyone's pissed off that they're not transparent about their injuries, but they don't have to come out and give you the fucking doctor's, rundown of what's going on. They choose not to. So we're just open to speculate. I mean, it's fairly obvious he's not healthy, and it's a year and a half that he hasn't been. He's sat out weeks at a time and then come back, and he's seen specialists and everything. Like, the only thing I can come up with is that he is injured with something chronic that there's no treatment for. And I mean, he just had, like, he came out of the gates not really that great this season. You just had, May, June, July, August, and a good chunk of September off. Like, you just had 4 months to heal. It's not healing if you're hurt. And if you're not hurt, then you've had a Jonathan Chichu level of fucking drop off in a short amount of time, where a guy goes from 50 to 25 to 9 to 3 to out of the league. What else do you say? It's just a massive drop off in play. I think that he's injured. Why haven't you fucking healed your injury in a year and a half at 29 years old with every resource imaginable on the face of the planet to you? Why didn't you get, in my mind, if this is an obvious injury, I don't care if it's your knee or your hip or your back or your neck or your wrist or whatever is going on, you can get the best doctor on the face of the planet, even if it costs $500,000 to go get fixed, and they'll fix you. That's what he's afforded in his position, but obviously that's not able to happen. And I don't know what the fucking answer is. Why is this guy a shell of himself? I think he's hurt, and I'm afraid that it's a chronic thing that they have said, there's nothing we can do for you, son. And he's just out there, a shell of himself, trying to still be the captain of the Leafs and get them to where they want to go. When he was healthy, ripping 70, he couldn't get them to where they needed to go because of all kinds of other reasons. I don't know, man. The speculation is just you run out of shit to say, man. I'm just spinning my wheels here. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. I don't know. I just fear that when you look at that Hockey News cover, and everyone's pretty jazzed that you got a bunch of stud picks going through some pretty dark years, and you picked a bunch of hot shots, that you look back now and you go, too bad there wasn't a Nathan McKinnon in there, or a guy with some serious fucking heart. Because I haven't seen that so far this decade, no matter what the situation is.
Yeah, not at all. All right, let's move off those guys. I want to ask you about something else here before we keep... Yeah, and I can let you go as well. You spent a long time with me here on the post game, but I want to ask you one more thing. His name keeps coming up in the chat. He's been somebody we've talked about a lot this season, and it's kind of funny because it's Morgan Rielly, and watching his play here tonight, it's again like a tough one for Morgan Rielly. You watch that the Connor McDavid goal. I think that OEL initially, in my opinion, was the one who I was looking at being like, how the hell were you going that way? But I think that what happened is OEL watches Bouchard get the puck, and when he sees Bouchard go to pass, he doesn't see McDavid behind him, so he doesn't know that pass is going there. He directly starts going across the ice back to his spot on the right side because I think he thinks the pass is going cross ice, and it's Morgan Rielly who is watching the play develop in front of him who just skates away across the ice, and the best player in the entire world is given a fucking runway. You could have landed a plane in the amount of space that they gave Connor McDavid to wheel down in alone, and it's just stupid decisions, bad defending, mental breakdowns, and I just look at it again, and it's Morgan Rielly, and you get to moments like that against players like that, you can't hide him anymore. I can't defend him when stuff like that comes up.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't just that play either. Like, that was just a weird play. Like, you see the best player in the world, gain speed through the neutral zone which is where he's his most deadly. And you're the D-man in the middle of the ice, and for some reason you just some hard crossers over towards the wall to give the middle away. I didn't understand it. I'm sure he has some explanation of what he saw on that screw up. But yeah, it was the one that stood out, obviously. But there was a lot of other plays where he's a step behind and just a second
he loses
late,
battles and
desperately trying to from the wrong side of the puck, scramble to get the guy's stick, but ends up just kind of wrapping up around the guy, and he still, has a stick that's a threat, or has got body position on him in the crease, or spins off and gets to that loose puck, or leaves him flat-footed, or the swap with your defense partner, it's not clean, or there's some hesitation or miscommunication. It was just like, fuck. It was a rough night for 44. He's just not that all-star guy anymore. And sometimes like a guy's offensive ability and what he creates on the other end of the ice makes up for some of the mishaps, like an Evan Bouchard, right? He's a fucking, he has some comical low light mishap blunders in his own end, but oftentimes he makes up for it on the other side. Like Morgan doesn't even have that anymore with the offensive output. And it was a tough night for him too. I didn't expect to go scorched earth. I just get talking about where this team's at with those kind of performances. And even though they've been playing all right, and I've been excited about how they played for a while there, because a lot of the stuff that we've always needed, like that bottom six kind of playoff style of play, you start to see it, and they win some games on the back of that. And it's like, okay, if you can get the big dogs going, get some healthy D, and then our depth at goaltending, it's like, holy shit, could we start to build a team here? But like the big dogs are never there. We just spent 45 minutes talking about them. Morgan Rielly, like, I like the guy, and all the guys that I know that played with him like the guy, and all the teammates like the guy, and by all accounts a nice guy. I don't want to rip on him just because it feels hard personally to fucking say that to a guy, but his play hasn't been good at all. A $7 million guy, he's scrambling, he's lost, he's desperate, he's panicking all the time, and it's just wasn't a good game. It wasn't a good third period. They were absolutely lost in the defensive zone. They didn't have anything to rectify their play as far as oomph and passion and effort and all out, throw the kitchen sink at him, try to get this thing back on the rails. Just nothing but spinning around, lost until the buzzer went. It was pretty bad. And I hope that they can move on from it and start to play better hockey that makes us talk about more positive shit. But it's been a rough year. I still think they're going to make the playoffs somehow.
So do I. They're going to find a way.
Maybe this fucked up year where it's not the regular season doesn't matter. I know they're cruising through, but the playoffs are different. Maybe they're just building character right now, able to find something. But when I look at 34 and
learning lessons,
I don't see like that. I just don't see the promised land at the end of the tunnel here. But I don't know. Sorry to be all negative. I'm kind of, like I said, I was in a foul mood about hockey in the first place, and then was still fine after the second period. And I watched that third period. I almost laughed. And then coming down to turn this on, I was just like, I'm so fucking tired of talking about this bullshit. Like, just time to say what I actually think, and away it went. So take it for what it is. I hope they prove me wrong and shove it up my ass on Tuesday, and I hope everyone gets back on the bandwagon and starts to talk positively about the team. But I really thought that third period was telling about just about the character, I guess, of this team and what they're not made of, I guess, what they don't have. And guys that can rectify a problem and get things back on track, they've just never had that.
Very frustrating, Rosie. It's the ultimate way for the season to end. Sneak into the playoffs, find a way in. Boom, Boston, first round, 7, losing 7, and then we just get dragged all the way through, and you lose to the Bruins in round 1.
Just as possible as anything else. In fact, it's probably more probable, because they've done that. How many times have they done that exact thing? So many times in the Leafs playoffs, like, people predict the script. Like last year, it was they're gonna win Game 6 on the road, and they're gonna come back Game 7. And it's going to be like, holy shit, the Leafs in the second round have a win 60 minutes and you're off to the Eastern Conference Finals. Everyone's jazzed up, and they're going to be so flat that everyone's going to be fucking embarrassed. And like clockwork, like millions of people predicted that. And they've done it before in other series against Boston, all the rest of it. Like, what you just said is as plausible as anything else.
Dude, you're the best. Thank you for taking the time to do this here tonight. I thought we were going to have some happy-go-lucky conversation after a win against the Oilers.
That's nice.
Off a cliff this one went. But Rosie, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. Back on Monday, Leafs Morning Take, and I think it's you and me on Monday morning if you're in the chair. So we'll do this again on Monday.
Why not? I don't. And sorry for going scorched earth. I don't know.
I'm with you.
I don't have a plan. I don't lay out how I'm going to be doing stuff. I just go by. I'm an emotional guy. I get passionate about this shit. I care about the team. We watch it every day. And sometimes sometimes you say, fuck it. I'm saying what I think tonight, and I don't like what I feel, and I don't like what I see, and everything that I've thought for the past 3 months has just built up, and I'm going to unload. And you're just sitting there going, uh-oh, I'm unloading right now. And I don't know, your chat's very active and very awesome, and I appreciate you guys bringing me in. I try to keep it honest, and if you like it, you like it. You don't. But tomorrow's a new day, and maybe you'll get positive J on Monday. Maybe I'll reflect a little bit and come back with some better stuff.
No, dude, I love it, and the chat loves it because you are authentic, and you do say what you think. And I think what you feel and think and see is a lot of what other people think and feel and see. And I think there was a long period of time with these guys where it was like touching stuff with kids' gloves. And then we got to this one here this season and some of these moments, and you've been one of the people that have stepped up and said what you've thought. And I think a lot of people have a lot of respect for that. I know I do. So, by the way, on your way out here, just so you know, I don't know if you saw the text, Nick Alberga was in the arena tonight, went down for media availability. You know who was not made available in this one tonight? Auston Matthews.
Happy.
The captain. Not available.
I don't.
It's not great. You don't need to say anything about it. We can hold that for Monday, but I just wanted to throw that one in your lap on your way out. Rosie, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. I'm going to get to some calls from the chat now and see where they're at. So this should be a fun next hour with the chat. But thanks, Rosie. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You're not scared to go long. I love it, man. You got more endurance than me. I appreciate it, though, guys. Enjoy the night as best as you can, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
All right, there you go. Jay Rosehill hopping on here to help us break this one down. Thanks to Rosie. Also, seems like my shortcuts on my computer here have just stopped working. So I can't do any animations or anything coming up on the screen. No idea how that happened, why that happened. Stingers aren't working, so we're battling through manual right now. But a lot of stuff to get to here. We got over 550 people watching right now. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Subscribe here to the Leafs Nation 401 YouTube channel. Continue to like, comment, send in your super chats. We'll read every single super chat, that comes into the post game here. And proceeds from our super chat do go to Sick Kids Charity. So continue to send those in. We appreciate it. But let's get to callers. I want to hear what people have to say. I want to hear what you guys are thinking, because this is a fan-based show. It's not just me who thinks these things, and Rosie, and Alberga. It's up to you guys, the chat. That's how we've done it for a long time, whether it's me arguing with you or bringing up what you're talking about in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. If you want to come on here and yell and scream, if you hate what I've said, if you hate what Rosie said, if you hate what you're watching on the team, if you want to ask questions, if you want to rant, I don't give a shit. Call in. The link is pinned at the top of the chat there. It's a Zoom link. You don't have to come on video. Click on the call-in link. Let's hear your thoughts. If you want to come in, yell, and get out, that's fine with me. You want to come in and have a convo? Let's have a convo. But I want to hear from you guys, Leafs fans. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel. Quickly, before we get to our first caller, I do want to hit our Crave the Stats segment on the post game here. So let's go to our Uber Eats segment. Crave the Stats is a presentation of Uber Eats. If you are looking to make your life easier Uber Eats is the way to do it. That's what I do, especially here tonight. Battle through the day. Went out last night. Was a little bit of a slower morning. Get a game preview up, hang out, watch some hockey. And I went, oh shit, it's time to eat. So I fire up Uber Eats, get on the app. But Uber Eats is enabling fans to maximize their fandom all season long with exclusive game day deals on the app. From game day eats to paper plates and napkins if you're hosting, to all the ingredients you need to make your favorite game day dip. Every time the Leafs are playing at home, you can get these exclusive deals in Toronto only on Uber Eats. Firehouse Sub, Bogo Brisket Hat Trick, Kibo Sushi, Bogo California Roll, Shelby Shawarma, the Bogo Traditional Wrap. Bogo, of course, is buy one, get one before, during, and after the game. Uber Eats assisting every fan's hockey experience all season long. I see a lot of Prague comments in the chat. Prague suspended. For the sake of the integrity of the show, I said he was suspended the other night. I have to hold that up. There can be maybe potentially a review process, and we can put it to a poll, and you guys in the chat can vote. But Prague is suspended, bare minimum, 1 game. We'll put it to a poll and see what you guys have to say. And if you want to shorten the suspension, you can fight it. And I could tell you maybe, okay, yeah, we can change this, and I'll debate it. But he has a 3-game suspension. Suggesting Timothy Liljegren is trading him is the reason this team isn't doing well earns you a 3-game suspension. 3-game suspension, night 1 here tonight. But I'll put it to a poll in the chat shortly and see if you guys want to shorten that down. Our stats of the day, this is what I want to read out. It's not even anything special, but you guys need to hear these. Leon Draisaitl, 3 assists, 3 shots on goal, a +3, 21 minutes of ice time. Connor McDavid, 2 goals, 1 assist, +3, 2 shots on goal, 19 minutes and 42 seconds of time on ice. Zach Hyman, 1 goal, +3, 2 shots on goal, 18 minutes of time on ice. Let's head down to your superstars on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Superstars, air quotes. Auston Matthews, 0 goals, 0 assists, even on the night, 2 shots on goal. William Nylander, 0 goals, 0 assists, -3, 0 shots on goal, 13 minutes and 46 seconds. So obviously Berube pulled ice time from him, but Johnny T, not really a guy I want to call out tonight personally, but if you want to look at it, 0 goals, 0 assists, -3. The other side, the defense for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Morgan Rielly in this one, -3, 0 goals, 0 assists, 3 shots on goal, 1 block shot, 0 hits, 0 takeaways, 2 giveaways. Not good enough. Just not good enough. Last thing before we go to the callers. You guys like the stream? You subscribe? It does stuff. We do smelling salts on the post-game show. You want to get involved? You want to get us fired up? Send in your likes, and every set of 50 likes, 50, 100, 150, 200, we will do the smelling salts. We will do the smelling salts. Keep liking the stream. You guys are pretty funny. I'm reading the chat. Zach just censored an upstanding member of this community. Prague has the right to be here. Tim Manto says, change your name, Prague. Well, Prague's on suspension. Prague's suspended. Here's the smelling salts. Thanks for hitting that like button. We're at 100, so I owe you guys 2, but I'll do 1 right now. Oh, there you go. There's the smelling salts. Oh, God. Okay, let's get to our first caller of the night. There's a few of you guys waiting, but let's get to our boy, the Nylander Glazer, Noah G. What's up, buddy? How you doing tonight, Noah? Noah G, do we got you? Oh, there we go. There we go.
Zach, the last couple times I've come on the show, I might have not been as much enthusiastic. It's because I wasn't feeling the greatest. Might sound quiet or anything. I'm feeling good and ready to go tonight. That was a fucking disgraceful hockey game. Disgrace. They can't look in them. If Auston Matthews looks at his receding hairline in the mirror, he should be like, wow, I'm dog shit. Oh my God. Like, Auston, man. It's either like, Auston, make me happy. At least play good hockey or shave your head. One of the two. One of the goddamn two. And to make it worse, I just got clapped in World of Chell. Like, come on.
I'm going to let you keep going, man.
I want to shout out my boy Christian S. that he's watching. I told him to tune in.
Yeah.
We just got clapped in World of Chell. We'll win next game. Unlike the Leafs, because they're hot ass. Holy Zach. I'm fired up. I could run through a brick wall if it had an outline of Auston Matthews on it.
So you've lost faith here, Noah. You've lost faith.
Did we watch the same hockey game?
I'm not saying I have faith.
You know what's sad when Scott Laughton's our best player on the ice the last like 3 games in a row?
Yeah, I know. And that's not disrespect to Scott Laughton. Like, he's been awesome. It's a commentary about the other guys. Yes, correct. I'm with you on that. I don't even know. Like, I don't have questions for you or anything, Noah. I want to know how you're feeling. Like, we've ridden a roller coaster, you and I. I've heard you come on here and be super excited, super happy, fired up about this team. I've heard you come on here and be mellow and like, it's not the best, it's not great, blah, 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 blah. We can move on. This one, you come on here and your guns a-blazing right away. Like, I don't even want to get in the way of this one. Floor is yours. Like, keep it going, Noah. What else are you feeling? What are you thinking? Like, I'm handing this thing over to you right now.
Does Brad Treliving watch the hockey games? I actually just want to know this. They never pan to him in the press box. Like, what does he do, man? Like, do something, Brad. Like, honestly, Steve Dangle, he was titling his videos, do something. Listen. God damn it. How dumb could you be? Could we trade managers? Actually, no, just fire his ass. He's dog shit. Some people, when they fire a general manager, like, oh, we wish it went a different way. If I was Keith Kelly, I would go in his office and go, fuck you. Get out. Oh, my. Zach, man, like, what's going on with this team?
Okay, so let me ask you here then. Do you even think that this is worth saving? Like, you came on here and you lit up Auston Matthews, and deservingly so. But, like, if that's where we're at and that's the player that he is, which I'm worried that at this point that's just who he is going forward, is this team worth saving? Is it worth it for Brad to get on the phone and call somebody and go and try to make a trade and sell picks and prospects to bring somebody in here? Like, I'm almost at the point where it's just like, let these guys sink or swim. Don't try to do anything. Maybe you got to get rid of Matthias Michelli, and maybe you could use some cap space or something to get somebody else in here. But I don't even know that it's worth it anymore to go out and try to add to this team.
Like, let's be honest, they'll never blow it up because they're money hungry. That's all they do. All they care about is the money. They don't care about winning. It's not like the Jays where they put out all this money into the team. The Leafs, they don't care about winning. Like, I know it's owned by the same guys, but holy, this is bad. And I'm sick of watching this team every year decline. It's like, I used this expression earlier with my friend. I was like, it's like this Leafs team window is closing, but it's an elevator. But like, the door is closing. Just let it fucking crush them. Honestly, I'm done. I'm done with this team. Let Matthews try to save it with his shitty-ass skills. He's slower than John Tavares out there. Honestly. Like, I don't know anymore, Zach. Like, this is just it's a mediocre hockey team. It's not bad. It's just mid. The definition of mid. Like, yeah. Honestly.
I think you're bang on with that. I think that they are a mid hockey team. Like, they're a good hockey team. They can be, let's rephrase that. They can be a good hockey team. They are not, like the way they played tonight, a good hockey team, but they're a team that is good enough that can make the playoffs. And it's just up to them. Do they want to make it or not? But once they get to the playoffs, like they've got nothing. They've got no chance at winning anything, at making a push, at making a run. Like, they've got nothing up their sleeves to be able to do that. This is just from start to finish, maybe a team that can be good but not great, and that's it. And that's why I wonder if it's even worthwhile to go and try to trade and add to this team. Like, I think they are weak-minded. I think that they are soft. I think that they quit. I think that they I don't even know. I'm just throwing adjectives out there that are all saying the same thing. Like, I think these guys lack give a fuck. I think that they do. And I don't know that this changes by going out and getting somebody, because I think that the root of the problem starts and ends with Auston Matthews, William Nylander being the guys. And it's unfortunate because I think the ringleader of it was here last year and is no longer here. But I think that you just didn't bring anybody else in, and unless somebody else is going to come in to take over and be the guy that can lead them, then I think you're up shit's creek without a paddle. And part of the problem is I think that this could have been corrected if something was done and something was changed earlier on in their careers. It wasn't. It was allowed to foster and brew like this, and this is where you're at, and this is what you get.
Everybody's seen the Quinn Hughes trade, right? Unless you live under a rock. But we saw that Quinn Hughes went for a lot. Do you think Brad called him up, like Vancouver up, and like try to put out a trade there?
I'm sure he called and asked. I don't think that conversation would have got very far, but I'm sure he called and asked.
I would have offered Austin for him, and like
would they take him?
I don't know. No one Jim Rutherford. He probably would have. Like, man, it's just like we don't have that X factor. You know, I'm watching Oilers out there, and we're making Vasily Podkolzin look like Wayne Gretzky's son. Like, honestly, like, it's bad. And then we just shattered Hildeby's confidence. He looked like he was in the playoffs last year, and that worries me. Remember when they panned him on the bench last year, and he was scared shitless? He looks like that again. And it's bad. We ruined Artur, whatever his name is, first NHL game. He didn't get to start it. Like, this team right now is a fucking shit show. They're the Penguins from like 2 years ago. They just had no direction. Do we trade our guys? But at least they had cup-winning teams. This team is second round or first round every year, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah, no, I know. That's the problem, is that we don't have anything to look back on and say, well, that was awesome. Yeah, good regular season, sure. It's about winning. It's about winning in the playoffs. It's about going on runs. You know, like Edmonton, if this thing blows up and they don't win, and McDavid walks and Draisaitl wants out and blah, 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 and you go down the list and they don't win anything with this group, it's depressing because they're not going to have won any Stanley Cups, and there's going to be a lot of Oilers fans who have never seen anybody in Edmonton hoist a cup, which sucks. But the Oilers can at least walk away and be like, we went to Game 7 in the Stanley Cup final, and then the next year we went back and we lost in Game 6 or whatever it was this year. Yeah, I think Game 6 against Florida. So they at least have that, and I don't think that they'll take that as a consolation prize, but they can look at it and say that. In Toronto, we won 2 rounds. 2 rounds in 9 years of these guys, going on year 10. 2 rounds. Like, the Oilers win that many to get to the fucking conference finals. You know, like, if this thing does not work and they have to blow this up, like, you don't have anything to lean on and be like, well, at least we did that. You did nothing. You did nothing. And that is what's driving me nuts. Just a quick point here, Noah, on your Hildeby and your Akhtiamov points. I'm not really worried about either of those guys. And I know what you're saying with Akhtiamov. Like, you'd rather be able to give the guy like a proper floor to play his first NHL game. But I don't know. I think it's a little bit the reality of the situation. Like, you know that you're going to get into here, and sometimes you're going to be the guy who just comes off the bench. That might be a way that you start it. You get your NHL career started. They'll make a big deal about the one that he first starts, so I'm not stressed with that. Hildeby, I'm not really that worried long term. Like, I think he'll be okay from this, but I do know what you mean in terms of, like, yeah, you just got him shelled in there after a couple of weeks of being really, really good. I hope it doesn't ruin his confidence, but I do understand what you're saying.
I go back to July 1st when Brad was talking at his press conference after free agency and said he is actively in the market for a top 6 forward. It's December. It's Christmas. What have you been doing the last 4 months? Jerking off? Oh my God. Like, Brad, get on the phones. Actually, no, it's not even worth it anymore. Like, I don't even know. Like, I can't say anything about this team that hasn't been said by anybody else in the chat or online. Like, this team is just so directionless or whatever. That's a weird word. God, man.
I know what you mean, Noah. I know what you mean.
And I want to say one thing. I see people defending Auston Matthews. If you are defending Auston Matthews in the big 2-5, wake the fuck up and get a life. Oh my God. You can't defend him anymore. He's lost. Just like his hairline's lost. They're both lost. All right? Like, I saw Rosie was on. Call him up. Call Jay Rosehill and say, lace up those skates and get back on the ice. He would have more heart than Auston Matthews.
Rosie
God,
would
man.
have more heart. Rosie would have more heart. I will give him
Ask
that.
Rosie to come back.
All right, Noah. I'll let you out of here on that. I got more callers to get to. I want to hear what other people in the chat have to say. So I appreciate it. I hope you win your next World of Chell game. I have not played World of Chell in a long time, and I would absolutely love to do that. So I'm kind of jealous of you. But you enjoy that. Go have fun. Win the next game.
Thanks, bro.
And fucking show some balls like what we didn't see on the ice here tonight from these guys. I hope you can at least bring that to your World of Chell. What do you play, 3s or 5s?
I used to play a lot of 5s, but we got our shit racked. So we've been in 3s now, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm like 3 points a game player. All right.
Not bad, not bad. I used to get
I
pissed
wanna-
off playing 5s because there was
sign
always
off
too many
on how
penalties.
Yeah. I want to sign off on how I signed off the first time I joined. Appreciate it, Zach. Go Leafs go. Blow it up. Blow it up.
All right, thanks, Noah. Appreciate it.
See you, Zach.
All right, there you go. Noah G jumping on here on the post-game show. We got more callers to get to, so let's keep it going. If you're somebody who wants to call in, the link is pinned in the chat there, so make sure to get yourself on the Zoom call, get loaded in, and we'll get to all the callers. But let me do the smelling salts here quickly because there was 100, and I owed you guys 2. Let me see if we can get to 200 likes before the end of the show, or let's see if we can get to 200. But here's the smelling salts. Oh, Jesus. All right, there you go. That'll open up your sinuses. Next caller, DT on the line. DT, do we got you there?
Yeah, hello? Hello?
What's up, DT?
It's been pretty terrible tonight.
That's putting it lightly.
Oh my God. Well, like I'm 15, right? So
We got all the
grew
young
up-
guys calling into the show here, DT. You following up Noah, who's 16.
Yeah. So I grew up watching whatever the Core 4, right? Like, what happened? There's no passion. There's nothing. Like, when you're like a 6-year-old kid watching Auston Matthews score, he had so much passion back in the day. So did everyone else. And now the team just like died off. It kind of feels like.
Yeah, it does feel like that. It's frustrating too because I mean, DT, you saw this team through those years where it was young and it was exciting and it was fun. But then at some point, you kind of have to get beyond young, exciting, and fun, and you have to get serious and competitive. You know, like that's the realization, that was the realization in Edmonton when they had Draisaitl and McDavid, and when they were coming up. It's like, this is awesome, this is fun. And then you realize, okay, no more fun. Let's get serious. Let's win hockey games. Let's figure out how to approach the playoffs. And, you know, that's something San Jose is going to have to deal with. That's something that Chicago is going to have to deal with. But, I mean, you watch these guys, and at some point with them, it just felt like they all just seemed miserable. Like they just, like they didn't, the care, the energy, it all just kind of disappeared from them and seeped out of that locker room, and now they just don't have it anymore. Like they don't have that level of excitement, that energy, that push over the top. It's really, really frustrating. It's really upsetting to watch, but like it's also frustrating, DT, too, because you watch the last like 7 games that they played, kind of outside of the Montreal game where it fell apart for them in that one. But you watch them and it's like there's this buy-in, there's this passion, there's this intensity in those games. And I think primarily driven by by your bottom 6 guys, as Rosie kind of talked about. And then you
Yeah.
go to this one here tonight, and it's gone again. And I just can't understand how it drops and comes back that much. How do you have ebbs and flows to that degree?
Well, I think like even through this stretch, right? Like you have the exception is kind of the Carolina game, but the top line hasn't really been good. Like they've been all right, but there's something missing there, and I think it's Domi, to be honest. And I don't understand why they don't give Robertson a shot on the top line.
Yeah. So the first part is I'm with you on the Domi thing. Like I'm 100% with you on the Domi thing. I know that he is bringing more intensity. I know that he's playing a little bit better himself, and that's great. Like, you can give him the credit for that. Everybody can give him the credit for that. That was one of the things Prague and I had argued about the other day, where he's bringing up, oh, well, Domi looks better. Yes, Domi looks better. The line, to your point, DT, does not. They struggle defensively. They can't find ways to get pucks up ice in transition. Offensively, they've got a play or two, but Domi seems to lose a lot of pucks. Make some bad plays, some turnovers and stuff. So it's like, or I'm not saying he does it all the time, but it's more so just like when you finally do get into the offensive zone and then you make a risky play, that's when it's like, oh shit, like what is this guy doing out here? I think he's a guy that can be effective in your bottom 6. I'm not so convinced about the top. To the second point that you brought up, DT, about Robertson, I don't mind the idea of Robertson, but I don't know that he's the right fit for Matthews and Nyes. I think that he's a better fit if you're going to play him in the top 6 on the second line, and especially if you're going to do a lineup like what you did tonight, where you put Cowan on the 4th line to open the game, which I thought looked good, by the way. But if you're going to do that and you put him on the 4th line, and you're not going to play him in your top 6, I don't know why you wouldn't just bump Robertson into the second line and then put Nylander on the second line as well.
Yeah.
Excuse me. The problem then becomes who plays on the right wing, because I don't know if you want to force Cowan into that spot. I think he gets a little bit... It kind of felt a little bit early on like he got in his head where it was like, I have to pass to Matthews, and he doesn't. He has to play his own game. That's what he does when he plays on the 4th line. That's what he does when he plays with John Tavares. He just plays his own game. The other guys are complimentary. It seemed to be too much of a focus on giving it to Matthews. But the problem just becomes, well, who goes there? Because I don't think Domi works. Robertson, I'm just not quite so convinced that he's the guy. I don't know. You're in a jam right now.
That's fair. Like, but I'm saying right now at this point, like, I don't think Domi's the guy. Cowan, I wouldn't put him on the 1st line right now. Like, he was okay for a couple games there, but I thought he was really good on the 2nd, and again, he was really good on the 4th. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Tree needs to do something, get off his ass or anything. But like, it's like this team's really frustrating because last year they were really good, right? Yeah. And you lose Marner, you get your depth, and that's fine, whatever, right? Maybe you dip a little bit, but there's no passion in any of the games. Then you go through this, 2-week stretch where it starts coming together. And then right away, you lose against San Jose. It was one bad period of hockey. It was like a good 20, 30 minutes. You make a mistake in the second period. Then the game's done. And it's like, you see this a lot from time to time when they go down by 1 or go down by 2. Like, a few weeks ago against Montreal, they went down by 1. They died after that. Nothing happened.
Yep, that was the first period where they gave up the bad play in transition. When they had started the game well, they gave up 1 goal and they just quit. Same thing, to your point, DT. Same thing tonight. The bad McDavid goal or the crappy McDavid goal where it's Troy Stecher shoots it in. And then it's like you could start to feel a little bit of a deflation, and then a bad play by Nick Robertson, and the game's over. That was it. It's like they went in the locker room after the second period and just said, shut it down. Let's get out of here. Don't need to do this anymore.
Yeah, and it's just like there's no desire to win at all. Like, I think Rosie said that earlier today. like he says this a lot from time to time when the Leafs are like losing. Like there's no desire to win. They don't hate to lose at all, and it's like really annoying because it's always stuff that you learn when you're like a kid. Those mistakes that you make. Those are the mistakes that the Leafs make. Like they don't have any fight. Like the mistakes that they make in the defensive zone, I learned when I was 12 years old playing like AA hockey. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then I grew up idolizing Auston Matthews. I wrote like every essay on Auston Matthews. And then last year I kind of like let it off. He was injured, right? Marner's gone. And for anybody who's saying Marner's like been whatever, Marner's the problem. He has like less points than Nyes, I'm pretty sure. He's been fucking terrible. Like under a point per game. So like Marner was never the problem here. It's just like it's just bad. Like Matthews is done now, it feels like.
Yeah.
Nylander is the guy that has to lead the way now. It kind of feels like, and he always has had like his cold and hot stretches, right? So now that he's on a cold stretch, the team's like desperate for the depth, and they don't and like and you can't rely on your depth every game. Like you can't rely on.
No, that's why they're depth. That's why they're third and fourth line players.
Exactly.
If they scored every night, they would be making $11 million. Like that's what you're right. You're 100% right, DT. Like you can't. At some point, the big boys got to show up. You want them to work in unison. It's nice that some nights your depth can step up and do it when your top line isn't doing it. But at the end of the day, your top lines have to do it more often than not. And you've now gone through a slide here where it's like 8 to 9 games of the top line just not getting it done. Top lines, I should say.
Yeah. Just one more point that I have, right? Like, if there was something that you needed to make a trade, realistically, what could you be trading other than like maybe a goaltender? Because you have 3 really good ones, it looks like. Is there anything else you could? You don't have a lot else to trade, like Michelli, with some of your depth guys.
Yeah, but like the thing is too, DT, like who wants these guys? Like this team doesn't want them, and they're a mediocre team. What team right now is being like, we need Matthias Michelli in our room? You know, like they tried to trade Nick Robertson, who I think he's got upside. You could see it. He's got upside. He's learning and improving in other aspects of the game, and it seems like other teams still won't pay whatever it is that the Leafs are looking for. So, like, again, like, and to your point, like, Calle Yarncroke, warm body out there, unfortunately. Matthias Michelli, Philippe Myers, like, these extra guys that they have, I don't know that they don't have any value. Like, they don't carry any value.
Yeah, they don't. It's frustrating for everyone just watching this team throw out efforts like that. And yeah, Matthews, pick up your fucking socks, buddy. You're fucking terrible right now. He's supposed to be the leader on this team, and he's just like, and nobody. I'm sorry, like, okay, like a couple years ago, I played on a hockey team. Our captain was terrible. Like, he was just so bad at like I can't explain it, right? But when your captain isn't performing, people don't have respect for you. The other teams don't have respect for you. Like, it's just fucking. And then you have to go into games, your captain's shit, like whatever. There's no leader. So like, yeah, I think I'll leave it there tonight.
Well, I'll say one thing to add on to your point. When you watch those videos and the clips of the Panthers playing against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they have the mic'd up stuff, whether it's from the Prime or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You look at those, and all they keep saying is like they're scared. You know, like there is this uber amount of confidence in whoever it is that they're playing, and then you show the Maple Leafs, and like they are ghost face, they are dead quiet. They're not talking to each other. There's no emotion. They won't battle. They won't fight back. Everybody knows it. And it starts with those guys. Like, it starts with the big boys. They just don't have it.
Yeah, they don't. It sucks, though, to watch. Yeah, okay. I'll leave it there. Good luck the rest of the night.
Thank you, DT. I appreciate that. You enjoy the rest of your night. I'm glad you called in, and I hope I get to hear from you again at some point.
Yeah, maybe Tuesday. We'll see.
All right. Thanks, DT. Appreciate it.
Yep, bye.
There you go. DT. On the line, we got more callers to get to. We also hit 150 likes, which means more smelling salts. So keep hitting the like button. Keep subscribing here to the channel. Keep turning on notifications, all that. More smelling salts for 150. We still have 500 people watching. There's no reason we can't get this thing to bare minimum 200 likes on the post game. I want 300 likes here. We're taking calls. The link's in the chat. We got polls. We got super chats. We got smelling salts. Like, we have everything here tonight. So keep liking, keep subscribing. Let's get this thing to 250 likes. Let's get to 20,000 subscribers by Christmas. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Here's the smelling salts. All right. Who do the Leafs play next Saturday, by the way? Quickly, before I get to the next caller. Next Saturday would be, they play Tuesday against Chicago, Saturday, Nashville. Maybe we do some like subscribe-a-thon Christmas theme show, and we'll see. I'll ask the powers that be if they want to do that, if they would allow that. Maybe we get me and Vic on a show, some eggnog or something. I don't know. Okay. Let's go next caller. I want more callers tonight. I want to hear from you guys. Let's go to B. Khalid. B. Khalid, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I'm doing fucking amazing tonight, boys.
Are you? That you'd be the first person to call in here tonight, or to be in the chat to say that you were you are doing amazing.
Yeah, I just love when my team gets like fucking shit on by my own team, by the city that I live in.
That's right. Yes.
In a draft year where we have, a great generational talent, and we must have our own pick, right? We must be doing bad too. So
well, top five protected, so you could at least get that.
Exactly. So yeah, I think I'm the ultimate loser here. I have to fucking shovel 30 inches of snow on my driveway, and fucking have minus 35, and then come and watch my team get fucking peppered, and then my neighbor's putting up blue and orange lights. So that's fucking amazing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that sucks. I don't have it as bad as you, it would seem.
Yeah.
Get to come on here and talk about it and at least hear from people in the chat. So it's like therapy for me. You're just having to go and deal with hell and then have everyone around you rub it in your face. So I'm sorry about that. But I mean, yeah, like, let's go. What else you got here tonight? How are you feeling about this game? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why do you think it went this way? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I want to mention off the last callers were 15 and 16. That's crazy. Like, I mean, imagine if you do they even know what happened in 2013? Like that's nuts. Like, if they were pissed today,
he's 15. If he's 15, it's 2025.
He was 3 years old, right? Yeah, that's nuts. Imagine them watching that. I don't think they remember that at all, but
that makes me feel old. And a lot of times I do the show and people are like, "You are too young for this stuff." And
I remember it like it was yesterday, man. I'm in university now. I'm still, not young as them, but not too old or whatever. But
okay,
I remember that shit like it was yesterday. So it's brutal, man.
Yeah,
final season now. So, but yeah, I mean, it's finals here, and so I thought I'd take a break from studying and watch the boys. And
what a mistake!
Everyone's like,
should have studied.
What a fucking mistake! Exactly right. All the boys like, oh, big game. I'm like, it's literally a mid-off, like with two fucking like shit teams. I know Oilers are catching heat right now, but I finished my final on Friday. Seen Quinn Hughes get traded, and honestly, I just after watching today's game, like fucking trade Matthews while the value's high. Honestly, like fucking bum. Like, oh my, like how is he this shit now? Like, it's actually insane. I don't know. I've seen someone fall off this hard. It's literally nuts. I used to remember 2 years ago talking to guys like, oh, McKinnon, he's in this tier, in this tier. If you watch him defensively, like, let's be honest here, he's unreal, right? Whatever, like, he does his responsibilities and, like, strips pucks off guys like it's nothing, right? Like, knows his assignment. He's behind the puck as always. Good placement, whatever. But he's lost all of his offensive ability. It's nuts. Like, I don't know how you can, like, a lot of guys go Brule, but I don't know. I think maybe that Jamie Benn hit from a couple years ago or whatever. Maybe when he had
I don't know. I don't know that I could fully like look. There's a pretty big correlation, to be honest, between the change of coach and the scoring production from Auston Matthews. But it, like, to me, I don't even want to give it that excuse. Like, I'm willing to suggest that takes a part of it. And like, I'm not naive enough to say that that's not a factor that leads into this, is maybe the style of play or the way that Berube wants Auston Matthews to play. Like, that's 100% fair, but I don't think you drop from being that guy, scoring 55, 60 goals a year, being a Rocket Trophy winner, a Hart Trophy winner, to a guy that, like, maybe puts up 35 to 40, which is still really good, but like, is that 13.25 million captain material stuff? Like, he looks off. And I like, this is where it goes for me, B. Khalid, where I'm like, I can't imagine, like, I refuse to believe that Craig Berube is telling Auston Matthews he needs to defer. Because how many times are you watching him step in across the blue line, step in below the top of the circles, get a curl on the power play where he's headed back down towards the net, or he's in a spot where it's a 2-on-1 and he's electing to pass, or he's electing to turn around, where years past, not only is he shooting that thing, but he's putting it by the goalie's ear and whistling it bar down and, like, scoring his third goal of the game and turning things around. Yeah. I watched him here tonight in this game on, like, 3 separate occasions where you're going, that's a shot every other year other than now. One of them specifically, I remember standing out in the second period on the power play. He gets the puck. He's on the right side. He's on the offside, so his stick's towards the middle. All he would do in years past is walk in towards the net, get it in front of the the defender's shin pads, and then toe drag it in away from the shin pads and rip that thing up past the goaltender to take away his eyes using the shin pads and kind of distract him and screen him. Tonight, he walks in, steps, dish to Tavares in the middle. It's great to move the puck, but you're watching Auston Matthews give up opportunities to shoot. Like, if Craig Berube is telling Auston Matthews, hey, buddy, I think you need to shoot less because we want other guys to score and to open up opportunities, Craig Berube might be the dumbest human being on planet Earth if that's the case. So I'm not willing to go as far to say that he's doing that because, yeah, sure, systematically, I'm sure that maybe it's taking a toll and he's dropping off and maybe he's not getting as many chances. Like, that's all fair, but when you watch him get into those spots, when you watch him down low, getting rebounds and getting chances on 2-on-1s and in tight, and he just can't find ways to score when he's getting backdoor chances, or he's walking in off the wall, or he's coming down on the power play with speed, moving downhill, and he just doesn't shoot, that's when it's like, that's beyond coaching. Like, that's not a Berube problem. That's an Auston Matthews problem. Definitely. So it can be true that Berube is maybe taking some of that away, but it's not the whole story right now.
No, definitely not. And everyone's like, oh, Stevie Y had to sacrifice points to become a better player overall, but he didn't turn into fucking Phil Deneau. Like, he still produced points and whatnot. Like, it was actually a thing to see, like, because let's be honest here, like, Matthews 2 years ago, like, I know McKinnon's obviously unreal and McDavid's nuts, but personally, what I was watching from Auston Matthews, like, what he did, like, committed defensively to the side of the puck was what the other guys weren't doing. Like, you could have that debate where he was on that tier, and it was a thing to watch. Like, honestly, it's like the complete player, everything Mike Sullivan talked about in Four Nations, like, it's nuts. But now it's just...
Well, he is a complete player. He's a very good player. He's a complete player. He's a guy who can score you 35 goals. He's a guy who can... play really well defensively. He can kill penalties like we saw. He's a guy that can play and contribute on a power play and be a good player, and he can close out games, but he's not elite.
Yeah, I mean, it was like... Yeah, it was like Barkov scoring 60 goals. Like he's like everything Barkov is about 60 goals. It's crazy. But now it's obviously completely like gone away at all. So I don't know what happened, but yeah, honestly, it's sad to see. I don't know. I think they need to do something. Like if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know. You need to make a change for sure.
Yes, they do. What else you got for me here tonight, B. Khalid?
I think they need to trade Stolarz for something because he's not healthy. He's has a lot of problems and he's not exactly young. And yeah, maybe work from there.
Well, what do you think you get for him? What do you think you get for him, and do you think he has any value?
Yeah, I do think he has value. Like I was telling my brother and everything, like my buddies, before these losers got Jarry over here. I was saying we should just straight up give him Stolarz. I know he's not healthy at the time or whatever, but like you're telling me these guys were dying for Stolarz last year. They're like during the regular season. I thought we should have given him like a team that's that desperate for a goalie. Like you give them the guy who has the highest goal save above expected for the last 2 years. Was doing very well for the Maple Leafs in the playoffs, and then got hit by injury. I mean, they kind of got that goalie in Jarry, right? They gave up way too much for him, for maybe like a 5% increase upgrade. I think Stolarz could have given them better goaltending, to be honest. And you watch Jarry tonight.
As long
I
as
know
he's
it's his
healthy,
first game,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, plus he's healthy, but I don't know. Jarry is not really. He's honestly another Skinner. It's a lateral move for me, to be honest. So.
Yeah, well, for Edmonton, yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I think that they gave up a lot to marginally improve.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting move there. Yeah, I mean, I think part of the problem, is the Leafs don't want to give up Stolarz because in their minds, they're in there and still think they're competitors. They think they're going to contend, so they don't want to give them up. And I think the other part of it is if you're Edmonton, you're like, we need a guy who's going to play. And Stolarz suffers injury problems, right? So I think that's part of the problem there. I just don't know what else there is out there. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Friedman did say that they want to upgrade on Pickard. So, like, if they have the cap space, because they moved in, dollar out, like dollar for dollar, like exactly on the dollar with that Jarry trade, with Kulak going out. But he did say they want to upgrade on Pickard. Pickard. So they can have like a tandem going, you know? So maybe that's an option. I don't know.
Anything else here, Khalid, tonight?
Yeah, I think we should shorten Prague's suspension because honestly, he would be the only thing to lighten us up after tonight. Just laughing at him would be definitely make my night better. So, like,
Prague disappeared in the chat. I haven't seen him in a while, so I don't know. I don't know if he's still there.
I need more stupid ass Timmy Liljegren takes. So that'd make me laugh pretty hard.
All right, Khalid, I appreciate it. If you were here, make a pitch to me. Make a real legitimate pitch to me. How many games would you shrink Prague's suspension down to, and why?
I'm saying after the next caller.
Oh, come on.
Two callers.
I can't do it. I need at least one.
As the anti-Prague, I'm saying that.
I know, which is crazy. All right, B. Khalid, you enjoy the rest of your night if you can. Good luck with the snow. Hopefully you've got some type of snow plow or something. And maybe when your neighbors go to sleep tonight, you can rip down those lights or change them for blue and white ones.
I'll try and do that. All right,
Khalid. Thank you. There you go, B. Khalid on the postgame show again. We do have another caller on the line that I want to get to. If you guys also want to call into the show, the link is pinned in the top of the chat there. So hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel. Leafs Nation 401 right here on YouTube. Still about 500 viewers, an hour and 40 minutes into the postgame show. Let's get to our next caller. A friend, somebody that I've talked to for a long time, has followed me for a long time. No idea why he started following in the first place, but he has stuck through it all and is still here to this day and is one of my favorite callers. Let's get to our next guy.
Okay, are you ready? Let's go! Don't go change it. Do it your way. Go down blazing. Don't go change it. Do it your way. Go down blazing. Sugar, spice, everything nice. Have a little class. and do it right. I gotta say the way I feel. That's right. Buttercup, this is serious stuff. I love the people. You ready? Go. I don't get enough time in this show. I love the people. How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. How you doing? Lovely to look at and delightful to see. Love the hat. A wise guy, eh? You look good, really. You look good. Don't go change it. Do it your way. Go down blazing. Don't go change it. Do it your way. Go down blazing. Doing that one for the old grapes. Go down blazing.
The man, the myth, the legend, my guy. Gordon Graham for Gord's Corner. Gord, Ohio gozaimasu. How are you doing tonight?
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah, it's no longer morning, so Ohio gozaimasu is before noon. So it's now 1:30 in the afternoon, Sunday
shit.
afternoon. 1:30 Sunday afternoon. So konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. As somebody in the chat there says, Debo, konnichiwa. Royy.
Oh, bravo. Good one. Good one.
What's up, Gord?
like
How are you
that.
doing after this?
Yeah, full disclosure, I didn't even see the hockey game tonight, so I'm on
Okay.
here blind. Yeah, I had things to do today, so I didn't see the game, but I came as soon as I checked the score. Oh, 1-0. I did a quick highlight on the first McDavid goal. Oh my goodness, Jesus! Shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
And then I looked. Oh,
Hard to
1-1. Oh,
seize.
Cowan, great. And then I didn't look at it. I didn't look at the score because I was busy. I was doing something, so I didn't look. And I get out. And it's 6-3. Yeah, could have figured that one.
Yeah.
But,
frustrating. I mean, to give you a little rundown here. I mean, you saying you didn't watch, so that's fair. I appreciate you calling in regardless. But I mean, a rundown, like, they were in this thing. They played the first 12 minutes of the first period pretty terribly. That McDavid goal was they probably could have had a couple in that period of time, but you know, McDavid scores. They open up the seas and basically say, do what you want. He walks in, scores all alone. Immediately after, Max Domi takes a penalty. Like, it looked like this thing was going to go sideways fast. The Leafs battled the way through it. I thought it was actually pretty impressive that they did manage to get out of it. You know, you don't want the game to start that way, but they weathered the storm. They figured it out. They got through. And then for like the last 7-8 minutes of the first period, they kind of started to turn things around. The second period was the second period was really, really good until about 6 minutes left, I think it was, when the Troy Stecher mishap happened. I mean, I can't be mad at him. And Hildeby talked about it in the postgame, like, you know, he accidentally fired it in in the net. McDavid throws the puck into the slot. Troy Stecher goes to clear it and shoots it past Hildeby. So, like, it's an unlucky situation. It ties the game 2-2. It's McDavid's second goal of the night, technically. But it's like, okay, well, shitty bounce. Let's move on. You could immediately feel them starting to deflate when that happens. It starts to kind of tail off, and you're like, okay, how did we get here? And then you get to a minute left in the second period. Nick Robertson goes below the goal line. It's good on him. He's battling away. It was him and I can't remember the other player down below the goal line with him, but Max Domi creeps into the low slot, basically gets himself about 2 feet on top of the goal line, and Nick Robertson throws a no-look between the legs pass into the slot that gets picked up by no one, and the Oilers are off on an odd-man rush led by McDavid and Draisaitl the other way, 3-2 with 31 seconds left in the second period. They came out for the third, and I mean, they were wearing their gear on the ice, but that's effectively all they did. So that's your 2-minute recap of tonight's game, Gord, of how this one went. I mean, Rosie came on and we talked about it. I said to him, I was like, you know, I said the first times I started doing shows with Rosie, I think the first couple, him and Hutton, I had said something along the lines of like, they don't care or they quit. And both those guys said, that's not fair to suggest because, you know, if you make it to the NHL, you care. And Rosie and I talked about it tonight, and he was like, I might be willing to say that they don't care. because of the way that you saw them give up tonight and how it fell off. We were at a point here in the sum where we're talking about the big boys especially, and I mean, again, Nylander's sick. Berube says it after he loses a lot of minutes, but you see it in Matthews, you see it in Nylander. I think JT has a hard enough time. He's 35 years old. I don't expect it of him, but some of these guys, they might not care, Gord.
Okay, well, that was a good rehash. Thanks very much. I got a good idea of how the game. No, clearly, I got a pretty clear game of how the game went. So, yeah, a few things on that. I don't know about care, but here's what I've noticed for years is their psyche is so fragile. Their psyche is so fragile. They like that, like you said, Robertson coughed up that puck. They give a goal. They give up a goal going into the intermission. That there just sinks them. That sinks them, so they drags them out. So now they're playing scared in the third period because they know what a potent counterattack that Edmonton has. So they're going to go into their nervous psyche shell, and so I don't know if it's a matter of care, but definitely they have a fragile psyche, and they have throughout this whole Matthews era. So I don't know if that's on Matthews or not, but he and Nylander are the leaders. But those two guys, I don't think Nylander has a fragile psyche, but I think Nylander is got a little bit of the, raised in a silver spoon. Father's an NHL hockey player. He's been an elite hockey player his whole life, so pretty much everything's been, I wouldn't say handed to him. Like, he had to play in the Marlies. He had to work his way on to the big club or whatever. But, he's used to that lifestyle, that NHL lifestyle. It's not like you or I are, if we had to grind it out through the GTHL system or whatever from, I grew up in working class Scarborough where parents didn't have any money, and you're lucky to be playing hockey, and especially if you're playing any kind of travel hockey or whatever, you're grinding it out. So if you're good enough to make it to the NHL, you're so appreciative of that. Where a guy like Nylander, it's almost a given. It's almost a given that you're going to be an NHL player. You're an NHL star or whatever. So yeah, it's like, I don't think they have that same kind of, it's not that they don't care, but it's like, it's not life and death for them. It's not life and death for them. And that's part of the issue with the Leafs, right? Like, the Leafs were kind of stalled with their trying to adapt to Berube's system, his north-south hockey or whatever. They were kind of stalled, and they were, trying to feel out, different moving parts and different guys coming in, Machelli, Joshua, trying to sort things out, and then, get their system down or whatever. And it just wasn't working for whatever reason. It wasn't working until Chief decided to bench two regular guys in Domi and Joshua. He benched those two guys. Next thing you know, everybody's like, okay, hockey, this north-south hockey means effort. It means going out there every single shift, finishing your check. Doesn't mean running around looking for hits, but it means finishing the checks that are there. It means getting in on the forecheck. It's two guys hard on the first guy hard on the puck, next guy picking the puck up. Not skating by guys with trying to tap the puck out the other end and go the other way and get going for off. It means guys coming back deep in your own zone, below the hash marks, helping out down low, being low on the wall, not up cherry picking where the defenseman's going to pinch and keep the puck in. I mean, all of these little things they started doing right for a couple of games, and they're doing it, but that takes effort and commitment. Hockey takes effort and commitment. Shinny, that's another thing. And the Leafs play shinny. And the Leafs play shinny because their leaders, Matthews and Nylander, are shinny players. They're shinny players. They want to tap the puck out through the guy and go the other way with the puck. They want to get Matthews is, well, how big is he? He's like
6'4", I think.
6'3", 6'4", 220, 225. And yet here we are talking about we got to get guys to get him the puck. Why do you get guys to get him the puck? But Bennett's a center. He doesn't need guys to get him the puck. He's the first guy in on the forecheck. Why does Matthews need guys to get him the puck? Why does Nyes, with his skill, have 6 goals? He has 6 goals. He's playing with one of the most elite centers, apparently, in the league. Why doesn't he have more than 6 goals? He's not that bad of a shooter. It's because his center doesn't set him up. It's because his center isn't a playmaker. It's because the center needs someone to get him the puck in open ice. He's got to get in that nice, sweet spot, open ice. Or, there was a point where he'd meet deep guys out and get a shot off or whatever, but that's not happening anymore. So what's the problem? The problem is the wingers. Who's going to play in the top 6? Well, let's try Domi. Let's try this guy. Let's try that guy. How about we try 34, being a little bit more, you go get the puck. You feed the wingers. You be the center. How about that? How about that for a change? That's a huge thing I have on Matthews. Be the center. Be the complete center. Don't be the guy just, I got to get fed. I got to get guys to do the grunt work to get me the puck. You're 6'3", 225, guy. Get in there yourself and feed your winger.
This might be the best rant you've ever had on the show. You've been calling into my show for like 4 years. That might be the best, most accurate, most honest, and bang-on rant you have ever... I don't even want to call it a rant. It is like a statement, thought, whatever you want to put it. It's frustration, but it's bang on. You're 100% right. Like, yes, you can have lines that do and don't work. And, that's part of what's happening here right now with the Domi situation. Like, I don't think he's a top 6 guy necessarily, but think about what happened in that year where he scored 69 goals, Auston Matthews did. A lot of that year he played with Bertuzzi and Domi. And a lot of that comes down to Auston Matthews was a superstar. Like, he was a superstar. He got pucks. He battled. He drove the net. He won faceoffs. He won battles. He was the guy stripping people and taking off and going on his own. He was the guy deking through people. He was the one creating his own opportunities. He didn't need his wingers to do it for him because he was that good. He's not that guy anymore. We are effectively treating him like we treat our players in the bottom 6. Like, we come on here and have these conversations where it's like, well, what guy complements Joshua and Wah and what works together to put this together? You shouldn't have to have that. You make $13 million. Like, when Edmonton is desperate, yeah, they can look and be like, yeah, we'll load up and we'll put Draisaitl with him and whatever, and we'll do that because they're pushing. They're late in the game. They're down a goal. Whatever. That's all. That happens. That's normal. That's fair. But, you look around and, like, on any given night, any of these superstars, a real superstar in the league right now, they can get it done on their own no matter who's playing with them. Yeah, long-term, again, you want to help support them. You want to put the right pieces alongside them to complement them. Like, I'm not trying to throw that out the window, but, it's just... He doesn't play that way. He doesn't do it. He doesn't drive. He doesn't pick them up and carry them. Like, Gord, the one thing here, too, tonight that I was looking at, and I'll just put it on screen for everybody, but Luke Fox tweeted out here after, Craig Berube says, I talked to the team after the game. Our leaders got to take control of it a lot more than they are right now. That's extremely frustrating. Like, you are looking at a leadership group here right now that unfortunately seems to lack leadership qualities. And again, like, not trying to put an attack on their character, but you could see it. Like, if you're not going to be vocal, you at least have to do it with your play, and you're not right now. And some of it is just coming down to what you said. It's hard work. It's saying, hey, I'm going to do the little things. I'm going to win the battles. I'm going to get pucks back. And it's missing from his game right now. Like, it is missing from his game. So, to your point, it should no longer be on Domi, and it should no longer be on Nyes to be doing these things to help support him. And also, quick news flash for people saying, Well, if Marner was here, he's missing Marner. Like I tweeted out a video. There's a highlight reel that was going on. I tweeted out the video, and it's of Matthews over like the last 8 years before last season, and it's him doing these spectacular things. The catch and release shot, the toe drag shot, pulling through guys and beating guys one-on-one to the net, going 1-on-2 and beating them and driving in. Like all of that he was doing in these clips. And I tweeted it out and I said, what happened to this guy? What happened to him? And it's just like, it's a boatload of shit right now, but it's like loaded with like Habs and Sens and Canucks fans being like, nobody in Toronto wants to admit it. Guess what? He scored 35 goals with Mitch Marner last year. So I don't want to fucking hear it. It has nothing to do with that. It comes down to Auston Matthews and Auston Matthews alone.
Yeah, well, there's obviously, I don't know what it is, lingering injury, back, could be a back, could be a wrist, could be shoulder. I don't know. It could be a number of things. But the bottom line is he is not a factor in most of the games. He's not a factor in most of the games. He's not driving the line. He's not being a useful force for the Leafs. He's not being a winning force. Like, I'm watching not just the Leafs. I'm watching several other games as well. And you see guys driving the game. When is Pasternak never driving the game? When is, I watch these guys, the guys who drive games, they are constantly a threat out there. They're constantly a threat out there. And I don't know, I'll cut him the slack for being injured, but that's it. So I'm not going to criticize him for a lack of ability for not being able to do something, but I'm stating the fact that is a detriment on the Leafs. The fact that he can't be a center. And what I mean by a center, you can't be the first guy in on a forecheck. You can't be the guy to set up your wingers. You're not setting up your wingers, guy. That's part of the center's job. There's no reason why Matt Nyes only had 6 goals in 31 games into the season. Not with his skill, not with his ice time, not with his ability, not with the way he can bullet to the net and get to the front of the net. He should be driving to the net. He should be getting a lot more goals driving to the net. But why isn't he getting them? Because he's not getting the puck net front. Why is he getting the puck front net? Well, it's not the other winger's main duty. That's Matthews' duty. So I that's a big issue. But anyway, let's get off of that. There's not much we can do that. So we're talking early about trades and trade. I'm not even thinking about trades, to be honest. Why trade? Why? The issue is your top guys, Matthews and Nylander. Nylander with his laissez-faire attitude. Sometimes he's buying in. Sometimes he's not buying in. He's not going to whatever. He's got all the skill in the world. We know that. He's got all the skill in the world. Yep. You put Robertson's heart and effort into Nylander's body and skill set. Man, you're going to have. He's going to be leading the league in points. He's going to be that guy is going to be like Robinson. It's okay. Like, he makes some really bonehead plays sometimes because he gets into shinny mode or whatever. But you can't criticize that guy for effort. He's go all the time.
Yep.
Laissez-faire Nylander, yeah, sometimes maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll play in the playoff game, but maybe I got a headache tonight or whatever. I got a headache, but I got my buddies over from Sweden watching the game on the sofa. My God. Bobby Bond is rolling over in his fucking grave.
What else, Gord? I want to let you get this off your chest. It's been a while since I talked to you as well here, so keep going.
I mean, there's not much to talk about. I mean, we got a kind of slapdash team that's put together that we don't have our drivers driving it. So the other guys, all this stuff about the bottom six looks fine to me. I think the bottom
they look
six
fine.
Upgraded really well. You got I like Lawton, I like Waugh, they're where they are. They're bottom 6 guys. You still, even like in the playoffs and stuff, we don't have enough depth scoring. No, we don't have enough top 6 scoring. That's the issue. because our stars are moping around like glum-struck lumps with their big hanging down faces. Oh, we lost this one, or we're losing, or we lost. John Tavares got hurt. Oh my God. Oh, what are we gonna do? Oh, the Bruins are so strong. Duh, duh, duh. Jesus, pick up your face and make it happen. That's the issue. It's not the bottom six. The bottom six looks good. Yeah, there's bottom six guys I like to get rid of.
Yeah.
Tappy, tappy, slappy, shin pad taps, yarn croc. How many? Too bad guys didn't get paid by the shin pad tap. He'd be the highest paid guy in the league. Like, I never seen a guy be in the right place and doing absolutely nothing so often than Yarn Croc. That guy's he's going to be a great hockey coach one day because he knows the game. He's in the right spot. He reads the play. He gets there and does nothing. Slappy, slappy, shin pad, tap, tappity, tap, 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 tap. Over here, hustle, hustle, hustle. Slappity, tap, 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 tap. You can watch it. There's going to be a 50-50 on the board. 100% he ain't coming out with it. He'll be there. 100% he ain't coming out with it. Slappy, 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 tap, tap, tappity, tap, tap. I want to see that guy gone ASAP. Can't watch it. Now people are telling me to chill. And
yeah, I saw that.
I haven't been on here a while. This is the reason I stay away from coming on here when Leafs lose, because I know I'm gonna just rant and not shut up and then just carry on. So I don't know. Maybe this is a good point in the thing to end it. But yeah, trades? No trades. No picks. No prospects. No nothing. If you're gonna get trades, dump guys that we don't, or go full rebuild and trade Matthews for young guys and picks and start over again, because the Matthews era yielded nothing.
Yep.
And I don't know. Can you see it getting any better? I don't know. Maybe it's time to cut bait and do the whole rebuild all over again. So if you can, you got a couple of young guys. You got some good goaltending. Hopefully.
Yeah, there's a positive. There's a positive. Easton Cowan looks good.
Matthew
Hildeby looks good. Nyes looks good. There's some positives, Gord.
Yep. Hopefully, Noah Chadwick looks good on the Marlies defensive wise. Maybe get some good. The top D in the this year's draft looks good. How about we tank, trade Matthews for some boatload of picks and maybe a good young player, and rebuild. Why not? Rather than just trying to, hang on to this era with Matthews and so forth, and try and just keep adding and trading away young pieces or prospects. I don't like it. I'm done with it. I hope. Okay, this is it. And the last thing. I hope they're done with trading picks and prospects to try and make a run in the playoffs. This team is going nowhere in the playoffs. I can't imagine getting anybody in a trade, including Hughes, Makar, anybody who could save this team. And
the only trade you can make to save this team and make it a Stanley Cup team is getting players who are better than Matthews and Nylander, unfortunately. And what I mean by that is not like again, this is not trying to suggest that losing Mitch Marner is the reason you're in this point. The point is, and you needed this when Mitch was here, which is why the idea of having his money gone was exciting for the prospect of being able to spend your money on this. But you need a guy who's just as good as them or close to as good as them, points and offensive and skill and all that kind of stuff in that sense. But they need to be a dog. Because you don't have dogs with Matthews when you had Marner. You didn't have dogs in those guys. And unfortunately, because they were here for so long, and that was allowed to be the case, that it's just built, and that's who they are. That's the culture. That's the organization. That's why all these other guys come here. They play here in their playoff runs, and they get traded to the team, and they leave. They don't re-sign. Nobody re-signs. Joel Edmondson, gone. No interest in being here. Lyubushkin, left. Gone. No interest in being here. Foligno, Ryan O'Reilly, Noel Acciari. Luke Shen loved it here, but part of that is because he loves the city and loves the organization, so not going to throw that on him, but he got offered a lot of money elsewhere and said, fuck it, I'm out of here. Like, if these guys saw it and really felt like this team had something here to be able to win and had the mindset, I bet you they stay. And unfortunately, they don't. And they don't have the interest in staying. So I think there's a huge problem in that room. And the only way you kind of fix this thing is by getting guys who are as good as them, but actually have intensity, because these guys just don't have it. Like you unfortunately, you either got unlucky or you built this problem yourself, but you just put together a collection of people who were all too similar, and none of them were the guy.
Yeah, unfortunately, and that whole thing carries over. Like those guys that are like, they don't want to get their nose dirty or get into the fray, or when things start getting, of course, like all playoff hockey gets extremely intense and physical. They shy away from it, and because they shy away from it, the other guys are less, they're less motivated to get into the fray and stuff like that. So it carries over. That whole laissez-faire stuff just carries right over through the team, man. You can see it. That whole, the fragile psyche, when your leaders their shoulders start striking. You can just see them sulking. I'm talking about their body position and stuff. You can just see the whole bench just deflate. When it's a 2-1 game or something, they just deflate. Or suddenly it's 2-1 and they go down 2 goals, 3-1. But they're still like a period and a half of hockey left, and they just sag every time. You can just see it. And that's down to the leaders, man. That's down to the coach 100%. Can bark and yap and all he wants, but you gotta have that's gotta show on the ice. That's gotta show, and it shows by like doing the little things, being committed. Like I said before, hockey, not shinny. It takes a huge effort and a huge commitment to play hockey the right way, by finishing your check, getting hard on the forecheck, getting hard back. Like when
it's a lot of getting hard.
When there's a turnover, you're a forward. Like I'm always taught, you skate as hard to the post. You're not skating at a player. Your net, the post is closest to you. You're skating your ass off, and you do that, you're gonna get into a lane. You're gonna get into an opposing player. You're gonna get to your net. You put your head down and you skate as hard as you can. Get back there. I don't see that. That's commitment. That's effort. That takes effort to do that every shift. And there are teams that do that. And you go, oh yeah, that's what it looks like. Because it doesn't look like that at all with Toronto, and it hasn't for the long. It did for a few games. That Tampa game, wow, that was insane. That looked great.
The Carolina game, yep.
That Tampa game, that was the best defensive game I'd seen them play in 2-3 years. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it was really good.
This is it. If they can only just kind of bottle this and run with this, and maybe there wasn't enough north in the north-south game, but there was good. That south game was good, right?
Yeah.
Because there wasn't enough south. Like Chief is go north. Yeah, okay, but don't forget to come south, and that means all the way back on the back check, all the way back, kind of thing, right? Not enough of that, but yeah. So I'm kind of resolved myself to this year's forget it. Of course, I'll tune in and hopefully, get entertained, and hopefully they can turn things around. But I can't see it. With Matthews not being up to speed, and with Nylander kind of checked in and checked out. Whenever he wants to play, he's going to play. That's fine. And then, unfortunately, Rielly has all his flaws and is
unmovable, effectively.
He's unmovable. his contract isn't bad, but he's on move just because he's not going to want to go. He's comfortable in Toronto. That's the problem. They're all comfortable. That's another thing, getting back to care and not care. These guys who got their money or whatever, they're kind of comfortable in their nice, Instagram, NHL lifestyles. And I think O-Dog on TSN mentioned this a while ago. It's some guys, they love the NHL lifestyle more than they love the NHL. You know what I'm saying? And I get the feeling that kind of is in the Leafs, right? We like a nice easy game if we're going to beat some team up 6-2 and we get our cookies, and we like that kind of hockey. 2-1, grind it out. They don't like it. They just don't like it. They don't like that kind of hockey. They really don't.
They don't. No, they don't, Gord. With that, I'll let you go here. I got some things to do to wrap up the show tonight. I do appreciate you jumping on as always. Konnichiwa. I can no longer say Ohio gozaimasu because it is too late for you in the day on Sunday over there in Japan. But regardless, appreciate the call here tonight. Appreciate you jumping on. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, because for you it is Sunday afternoon. So enjoy the rest of it, and hopefully the next time we talk, we're in a better mood. But I appreciate you letting it all out here tonight, Gord.
Right on. Okay. Thanks. Sorry for being too long-winded there, chat, but
you're good.
You're good. I like a few guys giving it to me in the chat, so yeah, give it to me. I know I get long-winded. That's why I keep these calls to a minimum, so I don't call in that often.
Come on here once a month, every few weeks, and just let it fly, Gord. I appreciate it, buddy. You enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, buddy. Take care.
There you go. Gordon Graham. Gord's Corner. Always a fun time talking to Gord here on the Postgame show. So appreciate him. Appreciate all you guys in the chat who have been here since the beginning, have liked the stream, liked the show. If you haven't yet, make sure to do so. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We're working on getting to 20,000 subscribers here on the Leafs Nation 401 YouTube channel. I want that before Christmas. I want it before Christmas. So keep hitting that like button. Keep subscribing. We're also 19 likes away from doing Smelling Salts yet again here on the show. So thank you guys. No Prague tonight. I see people asking, have you seen Prague? Where's Prague? No Prague. Prague is suspended. You guys... That option was put in the chat. Honestly, that was my time to troll you guys. Let him call in tonight. Not happening. He's not calling in. He's not calling it. There's no Prague tonight. He's suspended. He brought up Timothy Liljegren as the reason this team is not good. Done. That was it. I needed to get him out of there. But we are at the poll right now. One game. Actually, let me see if I can find a way to bring this up on screen. I think that I can do this. It was something I figured out here during the show, actually, that I didn't know that I could do. There you go. Should Prague's suspension be reduced? 16% of you guys say 1 game, 7% say 2, 21% say 3 games, 55% at let him call in tonight. He's not here, first of all. Second of all, no, not letting him call in. Excuse me, but 21% of you say 3 games. So unless that changes between now and the end of the show, I will uphold the 3-game suspension on Prague. Sorry, Prague. Got to do it. If the chat votes for it, that's what we get. All right, with that, let's get to a couple of the other things that we've got on the show tonight, and that starts with our play of the game. Come on, bud. Damn it. I told you guys, I have a little deck here. I can't really show, but I have a deck here that plays all the I run all my animations off of. It was working when I was setting everything up. I added some new stuff. We were testing it all out. It looks all good. And then start the show, and it just stopped working. So that's great. That's fun. I don't know the timing of that. It's pretty awesome. Play of the game is the Easton Cowan goal. He looked really good on that fourth line to start the game, honestly. I like him in the top 6. I think I prefer him in the top 6, to be honest. But if he's going to play anywhere, playing on that fourth line with Scott Laughton and Steven Lorentz, which I think is not really a fourth line. Like, I don't think we can actually consider it a fourth line at this point. I think that's a good spot for him. Like, they play some pretty even minutes, and they balance things out pretty well. So, I mean, the way that fourth line is put together, the way they can kind of be hard to play against, hard on the forecheck. They've got some skill with Cowan, and Laughton's got some skill. Scoring ability, responsible, physical. Like, I like the way that they played. That goal in particular, I just thought it was a great play in the defensive zone. You break it up. Cowan takes off up the ice. He gets into the offensive zone. And as soon as he gets up there, he's taking a look, dishes across to Laughton, a little bit off his stick. Laughton ends up recovering, protecting it, driving, and then making a great play where he goes pass off the pad. Like, if he tries to go short side high there, that play doesn't happen, but he allows for there to be a rebound. He knows he's got Cowan crashing to the net, and Cowan goes hard in, hustles right to the front, and then ends up burying. I don't know who this guy is. Ilek Games 2626. Yes, you're right, Zach. The team is fucking amazing. I'm saying the fourth line. I like the fourth line. Why does that have to be like we watch different games? I like the fourth line. I like the way they played. We got more super chats we got to get to here. So super chats come in from Maxentius Decimus. Do you think Ostina is named USA team captain? Good question. I don't know. I would say probably not, but I just wonder how likely they would be to take it away from him. But I would say no. Dan Freeman. Act Makakov, as he's affectionately known by Rosie. I think Rosie figured out his name now. And then Rick Robitaille, life happens. Thanks for the super chats, guys. I guess life does happen. Final thing here, final couple things, I guess, technically, on the post-game show. So let's start with our best bet segment. Our best bet is a presentation of Bet365. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Use code NATION. 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 Code NATION. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. I don't think I've responded to this guy once. He says I've responded to him 14 times. I still don't know how to say his name, but I don't think I've responded to him once, other than that one right there, and this one being the second. Yes, Steve Lamac says, thanks for finding something good to mention. Yeah, there was something good. Gonna mention it if it happens. But best bet here tonight, we end up going even. We win the Dennis Hildeby bet. Should have known that was going to happen, but thank God, too, the timing of it, because Hildeby gets the saves, over 25.5 saves, and maybe like 3 shots later, he's out. I got to look at what he finished with, but 27 saves. So we had over 25.5. So it was 2 saves more. He got it at 26, and then he had one more save, and then they pulled him because Edmonton scored. So we win that one. We get 50, and then we lose 50 because we bet John Tavares anytime goal, and he does not score. Brings our record to 11-33-1. We are still down 5.4 units. Unfortunate. Final thing here to wrap up the show. Grade of the game. Grade of the game on tonight. F. It's a fail. Like, this is a complete failure. Hildeby was good, but you hung him out to dry. You gave Connor McDavid a breakaway, walked right down into the middle, did whatever he wanted. Troy Stecher scores on him. You give up a odd man rush, like 4-on-2 essentially with 31 seconds left. You completely quit in the third period. Like, everything about this is a fail to me. This is a complete and utter fail all the way around. I can't give it anything higher than that. This is a failure. I think that's it for the postgame. We hit everything, did our best bet. You know what? Maybe I'll do one more thing for you guys. Let's do it. 2026 NHL Draft Lottery Simulator. Why not? One time before we leave. Let's sim the lottery. No movement. The Maple Leafs drop one, actually. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. I'm done. Thank you guys for watching, liking, subscribing. We had like 700 viewers for like the first hour of the show. Pumped likes up. Pumped in the super chats. So thank you guys. But with that, I think we got to call it a show. Leafs lose this one 6-3 to the Edmonton Oilers. Remain out of a playoff spot. Things are dark. That effort, that performance makes it feel dark. You can't allow yourself to play games like that when you are in dire need of points. You can lose, that's fine. Like, we can come on here and talk about it and be like, they lost, they did the right things, they played hard, they worked hard. If you don't work hard, if you quit on the game, that's when it's not acceptable. Okay, with that, we're done. We'll see you guys back here. I will be filling in for Alberga Monday morning. So myself and Jay Rosehill will be breaking everything down for Leafs Morning Take on Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And then I will be back after that on Tuesday to be doing a game preview, teeing up the game against the Blackhawks, and then as well doing a post-game show where I will be joined by Alberga on Tuesday nights. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. See you guys on Tuesday. Until then, keep believing. For more content just like this, including game previews, post-game live shows, Leafs Morning Take Monday through Friday with Nick Alberga and Jay Rosehill with special guests, as well as instant reaction videos, make sure to be subscribed here to the Leafs Nation YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss anything.